Whoa, you've stumbled upon an episode of Brigitte's Clues. Brigitte's Clues, Brigitte's Clues, Brigitte's Clues. And what's the mystery we're going to solve today? What makes a narcissist? Oh man, I have a clue as to something that makes a narcissist. I like to call this clue, or rather this light code, the narcissist maker. I have uncoded, decoded the narcissist maker. Is this the only way to make a narcissist? No. Is this one of the potentially many ways to make a narcissist? Yes. I have decoded one way. If you have never, ever seen me before, I'm Oracle Brigette, and this is an adult program for spiritual guidance, spiritual enlightenment, and of course, spiritual entertainment. So we put it all together, and what's the first clue? We'll put it in our notebook because it's whose clues? Brigitte's Clues. Brigitte's Clues. No copyright infringement intended. Oh, I'm so happy you're here with me tonight. Are you ready? Okay. So, it's probably my favorite intro that I've ever done in my whole life. I'm wearing my striped shirt. All right, is everyone settled? Did you take a deep breath or two? So I'm going to talk about how a mom can turn her son into a narcissist. I'm not saying all moms. I'm not saying all sons. Nor am I saying all narcissists. But I have decoded one way that a mom can turn her son into a misogynistic narcissist. Mortal Kombat! That's the intro to the light code. How, Oracle Brigette, how could a mother be a narcissist maker? There's gotta be other environmental factors that contribute to this, right? Maybe. You'll have to stay tuned to see what I will say. Dun, 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 dun. Let me actually pin that in the comments so you know what I'm talking about. Today's clue, ... the nar maker. That's right, my phone gave me the word narcissist after NAR. It knew what I wanted to talk about. How can a mother be a narcissist maker? Except the obvious that mothers are who make all humans. So besides the obvious. So if you are in my women's group, I workshopped this concept live tonight. I would just workshop this concept. Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, my darlings. I just workshopped this concept. So you don't have to be here if you're an archetype club. Like if you had something else to do tonight, don't make this the video that holds you back because you already know what I'm going to say. So I'm just going to tell a little story. We'll take our time. We'll take you through it. Clue by clue. Here we go. Into Brigitte's Clues. What and who is the narcissist maker? Now, please do keep in mind, I'm a spiritual coach. I'm not a mental health professional. So this is intended for your spirit. And your energy and the woo-woo side of you. Okay. Because I know narcissist is also a medical term that you have to be a mental health professional to diagnose. And how dare you, Brigitte's clues, imply you could diagnose. So I hope I have clarified that I don't intend to diagnose. And now it's time for Brigitte's clues. Brigitte's clues. So let's go through it. We've all heard a woman say, I want a baby. We've all heard women say, I need a baby. I've always wanted a baby. I've always wanted a baby. I need a baby. I'll be happy once I have a baby. I'll feel emotionally satisfied once I have a baby. There's a hole inside of me, and I won't be satisfied till I have a baby. We've all heard women talk like that, right? Different language than raise someone, oh, it'd be great to have kids, fantasizing about, having kids and raising people and them growing up. That's different. I'm talking about the women who hyperfixate on the phrase, have a baby. They don't talk about all the other aspects of being a parent and what happens after the baby is no longer a baby. They're not talking about that. I'm talking about the ladies who hyperfixate on the phrase, I want to have a baby. And they are not fully conceptualizing that baby is not a baby forever. It's this fantasy that they have on a pedestal, and they claim it's going to give them this emotional satisfaction once they have it. Next, I want to say, and let's just pretend, for the sake of Brigitte's clues, that you're that mom. So I can say you. I'm not talking about you, but you know what I'm saying. Because if you're a parent, your baby owes you nothing. If you're a parent, your child owes you nothing. Your child owes you absolutely nothing. As a parent, you should have zero expectation for your child to make you happy. As a parent, you should have zero expectation on your child to fulfill your emotional satisfaction. For you to expect your child to fulfill your emotional needs is child abuse. And it's even ickier when you hear grown women obsessing about a baby fulfilling their emotional needs. They want to bring a whole person into the world to make them happy. To make them happy. That baby does not owe you happiness. Your children do not owe you happiness. Your happiness is your job as an individual. If you had like a Siamese twin, that's a little different. Maybe then I would be like, okay, your happiness is your job, but because this person's attached to you, sometimes these, anyways, let's not go there. And we'll just say your happiness is your job. And it's true. There are people that we can have in our life who their presence make it harder for us to be happy. And so hopefully we get away from them. And there are other people in our life who their presence just increases our joy. Right? We've all experienced both. But whether or not outside people bring you joy or take away your joy is not up to you. It's up to God and them. If someone's going to bring you joy or if someone's going to take away your joy, you don't get to choose. You get to experience their truth of what they want to bring to your reality, of what they are divinely bringing to your reality, and you get to discern, do I like it or not? Is it making me happy? No. Do I still want to do it? Yeah. Okay, great. You get to make that sovereign choice, though. That's why it's your happiness is your responsibility. Obviously, right? Just in case you didn't know. It's your responsibility. That includes choosing who you bring yourself around, knowing that you can't control how people act or if they make you happy or not. But you can choose which people to be around so as to curate your experience of life so it's enjoyable. But when it comes to children and babies, they do not owe you happiness. Children and babies are not a part of that curation equation. Children and babies don't owe you happiness. They don't owe you emotional satisfaction. They don't have a job. It's your job to raise them well. It's not the kid's job to make you happy. So saying that you want to have a baby and that's going to make you happy, it's a red flag, okay? I want you to start to really conceptualize all the other aspects of being a parent. Not just the sleepless nights. I'm not talking about in the first few years when they're actually a baby. I want you to fully conceptualize having a child and a preteen and a teenager, and I want you to be able to visualize all of that. And if that resonates, then great. I'm so excited for you. But there's a certain group of women and line of thinking that is passed through matriarchy, that is obsessive and is the seed for a narcissist maker. Dun dun dun! Bridget's clues, Bridget's clues, Bridget's clues. We're gonna find the next light code. That's the second clue. Put it in our notebook, 'cause it's whose clues? Your bitch Bridget's clues. So that's your first clue. I will continue in a moment. So now we have established that children do not owe adults, nor their parents or family members, happiness to make them happy. Children do not owe their parents, their caretakers, the people around you, emotional satisfaction. Babies, children, no. They don't have a job. They just have to, try to stay alive in the world and not be traumatized. That's enough for a fucking kid and baby to handle. Unfortunately, everyone didn't get the message. That message I just shared, everyone didn't know that. So we have a whole generation, multiple generations of mothers demanding their children to bring them emotional satisfaction, and holding love and acceptance hostage unless they are happy. Meaning a parent, usually the mother, until the kid does what makes them happy, they will withhold love. And they do this starting at a young age. The parent treats the child like it's their job to make them happy. And the child grows up with that kind of pressure of knowing that the parent's emotional well-being is that child's responsibility. For a child to grow up thinking their parent's emotional well-being is their responsibility is fucked up. That's child abuse. That's called emotional enmeshment. That's child abuse. A child should not feel the weight of responsibility of their parents' emotional well-being. Fuck. Well, we've already established that your emotional well-being is your responsibility. But we've also established that we've caught a demonic line. We've caught a demonic line of women creating children from the inside out just for the purpose of being their emotional slave, being an emotional servitude to them, wanting to make a person, bring a whole person into this world just to make you happy. That's not bringing a person into the world that has free will. That's bringing a person into the world that is under emotional servitude to you. But as a child, in order to properly form, you need love. Rather, you need validation, and you need acceptance, and you need community. And you need to survive. So children don't know that they are being emotionally abused and that they deserve emotional sovereignty. They don't know that when it is their caregivers, because they were groomed into that abusive relationship from birth. It was normalized for them. Bridget's clues, Bridget's clues, Bridget's clues. Is everyone okay? Some people call this the toxic boy mom. I have seen videos on the internet calling it that. A parent, or now we'll get back into details, a mother raising a child to be an emotional servitude to them is child abuse. For you to bring a child into this world and raise them to think that it's their job to make you, their parent, happy, is child abuse. You have stripped that child of their emotional sovereignty. Bridget's clues. We're gonna find the next. Oh my God, I'm not done yet. So now I have carved out a particular group of people. We'll carve it out even more. In dealing specifically with the mothers who emotionally enmesh with their sons and treat the sons like boyfriends, there are many ways that this negatively affects the male growing up into his adulthood. I'm not sure how far we'll take in explaining that tonight, but we're still at when the boy is a kid. So these parents, these mothers rather, who raise a son to think that it's his job to make her happy. One, she has handicapped him. She has handicapped him to ever being able to have, if he's straight, to ever being able to have a healthy relationship with another woman while she is alive. Because she is his first emotional priority. She is like his first wife. So while the mother's alive, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't compute for the son to somehow put another woman before her. But even worse, as the little boy, excuse me, is the little boy who starts to grow up and realize that other little boys don't have to make their moms happy. Other little boys didn't have to grow up with that job, and they end up hating their mother. I just think it's not natural for a child to be responsible for an adult's emotional well-being. It's just not natural. It's not right. It's child abuse. That's not right. We can teach children to be empathetic. We can teach children to be compassionate, and often they show this humanity on their own, okay? But we do not put them in roles of responsibility over an adult's, for an adult's happiness. And so these kids get grossed out. So these mothers treat their sons like boyfriends. But as the son starts to get older, he's grossed out. But he loves his mother, and she's so loving and generous, you know, and is usually an integral member of his life. But he's from that boyhood, he's grossed out. Something is icky about it, because emotional enmeshment is not right, and a mother should not need that kind of emotional support from her child, from her little boy. That's not right. And so as the child ages, it's icky. And the mother is your first imprint of female relationships, spiritually, emotionally, for growing up. Your mother, in my opinion, is that blueprint with how you perceive every woman to be from her. That's why often men seek, like when they like their mom, they end up wanting a wife like their mom. Because they already know that one. That works. Yeah, that one was good. That works. That works. But these men who have a mom who treats them like a boyfriend, but they grow up with this inner ick, this inner hatred for their mother, for betraying them and putting them in that position where they can't bond properly with others, where they start to grow and they realize that they have a handicap, that they are their mother's husband. Now let's backtrack. What's a major factor to why women will often emotionally enmesh with their children? Why women will lean on their children for emotional satisfaction and to make them happy? Because they are being emotionally neglected by the husband. This is so prevalent in the stay-at-home mom and go-to-work dad relationships. Not only is the husband emotionally absent in raising the children, so the children all depend on the mother for sole emotional provision, but also the mother is neglected from emotional love from that man. So then she's leaning on the kids, depending on them to make her happy. So I do think the absent father, whether he's physically absent or emotionally absent, is a huge factor. And whether that icky narcissist maker energy ever occurs. If the husband if the wife is just in a happy relationship with her husband and is emotionally satisfied and is happy on her own, she's not going to go through that icky emotional enmeshment thing with her son. But I think that demon sneaks in when these women are in these relationships where they're emotionally neglected And then they start saying, oh, I need to have a baby. If I have a baby, I'll be happy. If I have a baby, I'll be happy. That will make me happy. You're about to birth a slave. Stop that. It won't make you happy. No, it won't. It won't. What about that? What if I tell you that? Bridget's clues, Bridget's clues, Bridget's clues. Can you believe it? Can you believe I'm just giving you these codes? I'm just walking you through and allowing you to decode it yourself. This is great. This is great information for you to have, because if you do catch, if you're a woman, and you catch yourself saying, I want to be able to make me happy, now I planted a seed, and now you'll be like, oh, look at me, almost being a narcissist maker. Let me reclaim my emotional sovereignty and start to make some choices to make myself happier and to make me like my life. Boom. I want you to be happy, not depending on anyone to make you happy. That's weird. Okay, we've established that. A little more, we'll say a little more. Okay. Oh my God. So here's how we'll close out the video. With the last clue. And the last clue is, when a child grows up internalizing a hatred for their mother that they cannot express because the mother is their sole form of emotional love, and the mother is the only one feeding them and taking care of them and nurturing them. So they just internalize this hatred of their mother that they cannot act on, and that demon, that of misogyny, sneaks right in as soon as they hit puberty. They become a narcissistic misogynist, hating all women, just it's in their being to want to see a woman fall. You know what it reminds me of? Oh my God. Wait, what show is it? True Blood. You know I love my vampire shows. True Blood. You know in True Blood how they like look in the person's eye and they'll be like, forget this conversation ever happened, and they forget? Or they'd be like, step outside and get me a glass of water, and then they would. Or in one episode, the werewolf guy, the guy told him, bite your girlfriend. And he's like, I would never bite my girlfriend. But when they were making out, he bit her. He's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. That's what it's like. They internalize this misogyny, they internalize this hatred of women that they can't even help liking, seeing her downfall. I'm not saying all of the boy mom's boys. I'm saying the ones who internalized that hatred of their mother because the mother treated them like a boyfriend. But they could not express the hatred because the mother was the only one nurturing them and loving them. So, this is how we get damaged ass, fucked up people in the world, okay? This is how we see this epidemic of men out here. I'm not saying there isn't epidemics of women doing other things. Again, we are touching on one topic tonight. I can't do it all. But we have witnessed an epidemic of behavior that is disturbingly misogynistic against women and kind of normalized. And when we trace it back, it falls upon a mother saying, I'm going to have a kid and it's going to make me happy. And then you realize that breed of misogynistic narcissist is someone who never really grew up with emotional sovereignty and is resulting from the trauma of being like a slave in emotional servitude to someone as a child. So if you are a mental health professional and you watch this video, I hope this can give you some insight and some tools for how to work with your narcissistic clients. I hope that this could kind of give my mental health, I know a lot of you are mental health professionals. I hope this can give you some creative concepts to float and to, in your own mind, to think about how you might be able to help diagnosed narcissists who actually go to therapy, who want healing, how to help them start to dismantle this stuff. And people are amazing. Humans are beautiful. Peace on earth is open to all. We will get there. Amen. And so it is. And with that said, we elevate and we start to decode things. And once it's decoded, you can't go back. Once you realize it, you can't not see it. You can't not know it. So now we know, right? So now as women, we can monitor ourselves to ensure that we are not behaving in a way that would make us a narcissist maker, okay? And stay accountable. And then we're gonna start to look at behavior in terms of women who are dating and you're picking a partner. You wanna look at the relationship between the mother and the son. Look at the energy of servitude. So that you can be prepared for how much mental illness you're about to be entering into. Because any mother who puts their child into emotional servitude is ill. That's not right. That's an abuser. So you'll be entering into a relationship with someone who's in an emotionally abusive relationship with their mother that they don't realize that they're in. And you might not ever be able to get them out. So it's not great to get in a relationship with someone that you want to change, you know? But then if you're a dating coach, this is also powerful information for you, because then you get the guy who you realize, or when you get your clients and they're men, ask them about their relationship with their moms. Find out. See if there's emotional servitude in there. Help them. Help them realize that they're holding themselves back, but it's not their faults. They're fucking handicapped. They were groomed and abused as a child emotionally. And now they're psychopaths out in the world abusing people. And it's awful. But I believe that they're gonna have their come to Jesus moments. I think they're gonna start seeking therapy. I think that they're gonna keep seeking. As the vibrations raise, people are coming into awareness and people are getting better. So in the meantime, I hope this can help. I hope you found this interesting. And I hope we can stay equipped with the most updated light codes. And so it is. I love you and thanks for watching. Erase that. No, now I have to talk about something else because I almost sung copywritten material. If you're a mother, I'm so proud of you because that shit's really hard. But you have no right to treat your kids like they're supposed to make you happy. That's your job, to make you happy. And actual children and babies owe adults nothing. Nothing. Child labor laws are there for a reason. So don't treat them like they do. I'm not talking about not having your kids do chores, by the way. And out in the world navigating, now when you notice behavior in people, I want you to be okay with just acknowledging it and moving on. Acknowledging it and saying no, and navigating differently, not making a big deal about things, not explaining yourself about things, because things that you're decoding, things that you're noticing, if you're noticing it and decoding it and it's telling you that it's not for you and you don't want to be with that energy, then there's no point in explaining yourself and engaging more with an energy that you don't even want to be a part of. Just simply move on. If you have to say something, say no and move on. Keep moving. Don't keep engaging with energies that don't feel right for you. You're going to be having a lot of epiphanies right now. But anyways, this is Brigitte's clues. This isn't a general energy report. If you want the general energy report, oh my God, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday, 12 p.m. You can click the link in my story to sign up. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Well, I'm going to go now. And I hopefully will see you all tomorrow at 12 on Zoom for the month ahead report. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Brigitte's Clues. Brigitte's Clues. Have a nice night. Bye, my dears.